The new owners of Paris FC. In the heart of Paris, a football club, long overshadowed by its glamorous neighbour, is suddenly thrust into the spotlight. Paris FC, once a second-tier club, now has a chance to reshape not only Parisian football, but perhaps the whole of French football itself. And why? Because new, powerful owners are stepping in. Owners who are no strangers to shaking things up in the sports world. But who are they? What is their vision? And how might this change the entire landscape of French football? Today, we're diving deep into the story behind Paris FC's new owners and what this takeover could mean for the future of football in Paris. Buckle up, because this could get game-changing. Meet the new owners, Red Bull and the Arnault family. So, who exactly are these new owners? Paris FC's recent takeover is led by two massive players in the business world. Let's start with Red Bull, a name you've seen in everything from Formula One to extreme sports. Known for their high-energy branding, Red Bull has already made waves in the football world, building a network of teams across Europe and the Americas, like RB Leipzig in Germany and Red Bull Salzburg in Austria. They have a knack for taking underdog clubs and turning them into high-performing teams. But this is their first foray into French football, and they're bringing their distinctive approach to the game with them. Now, let's talk about the Arnault family. Bernard Arnault, the head of the family, is not just a billionaire, he is one of the wealthiest people in the world and the mastermind behind LVMH, the luxury empire that includes brands like Louis Vuitton, Dior and Tiffany & Co. Known as the Wolf in Cashmere, Arnault is both respected and feared in business circles for his aggressive yet strategic moves. Although Arnault himself tends to stay out of the limelight, his reach and influence are felt globally. When you combine his strategic thinking with Red Bull's innovative sports branding, it creates a partnership that could shake things up for Paris FC and beyond. But why would these two powerhouses come together? Both parties see potential in transforming Paris FC, but they bring different strengths to the table. Red Bull excels at creating globally recognized sports brands, while the Arnault family brings resources, influence, and a commitment to luxury branding. Together, they are aiming to create a team that represents the culture, style, and ambition of Paris itself, giving PSG a serious competitor in its own city. History of Paris FC, a story of ups and downs. Before we get into what these new owners might bring, let's take a step back and look at Paris FC's journey. Paris FC has an interesting and often overlooked history. Founded in 1969, it was part of an effort to bring top-level football to the French capital. In fact, Paris FC and PSG were originally part of the same organization, with PSG emerging as the dominant force after the two clubs split in the early 1970s. After the split, PSG quickly rose to prominence, while Paris FC struggled. The club bounced around the lower divisions for decades, never quite reaching the top-tier spotlight that PSG enjoyed. But they didn't give up. Despite limited resources, Paris FC developed a small but dedicated fan base that stuck with the team through thick and thin. The club's identity became one of resilience and determination, an underdog spirit that resonates with those who root for the other Parisian team. In recent years, Paris FC has shown signs of improvement. They've invested in youth development and have been slowly climbing up the ranks, now sitting in League 2 with aspirations for promotion to League 1. But without significant financial backing, their progress has been limited. That is, until now. Why now? The motivation behind the takeover. You might be wondering, why is this happening now? Why are Red Bull and the Arnault family suddenly interested in a club that has been in PSG's shadow for so long? The answer lies in the current landscape of French and European football. First, there's the opportunity in League 1. The French league is often seen as a less competitive league than the Premier League or La Liga, and has been gaining more international attention. With PSG consistently competing in the Champions League, other French clubs are starting to realize the potential of competing on the world stage. And with Paris FC's potential for growth and a loyal fan base, it's a prime target for investors looking to make a splash in French football. This video is sponsored by Soccer Atos. Are you looking for high-quality football jerseys to show your support for your favorite team? Soccer Atos has you covered, with a huge selection of football jerseys from all around the world. Sign up through the link in the description to grab a $5 cash coupon. And don't forget to use code PITCH at checkout for 10% off your order. Red Bull and the Arnault family see a unique opportunity to capitalize on this global spotlight, using Paris FC as a platform to reach millions of fans and promote their brands. The vision: plans for Paris FC. So, what's the plan? The new owners have big ambitions. Their vision includes massive investments in Paris FC's infrastructure, including the construction of a state-of-the-art stadium. The idea is to give Paris FC its own world-class venue, distinct from PSG's Parc des Princes. This new stadium would be a symbol of Paris FC's rebirth and a statement of their intent to compete at the highest level. But it's not just about the stadium. The owners plan to build a top-notch training facility and youth academy to nurture young talent. Red Bull, in particular, is known for its focus on developing young players, and Paris FC could become a breeding ground for future stars. They want to create a system similar to what they've done at Leipzig and Salzburg, where young players can grow within the club and eventually lead the team to success. And then there's branding. Paris FC's new owners are keen on making the club a global brand, with Red Bull's marketing prowess and the Arnault's luxury branding expertise. The plan is to make Paris FC synonymous with Parisian culture and style. Think of it as a blend of sports and luxury that captures the spirit of Paris, something that could attract not just football fans, but fashion and lifestyle enthusiasts as well. Implications for French football: a potential game changer. What does this mean for French football? For starters, it could introduce real competition in Paris. PSG has dominated Parisian and French football for years, but with Paris FC's new backing, the club could become a serious rival. Imagine a true Paris derby with both teams competing for Ligue 1 titles. It would be an electrifying atmosphere that could bring a new level of excitement to French football. This takeover could also change the perception of Ligue 1. The French league is often criticized for lacking the intensity and competitiveness of leagues like the Premier League, but if Paris FC can challenge PSG, it could elevate Ligue 1's profile internationally. More high-stake games, a potential rivalry, and fresh investment could make Ligue 1 a destination for top talent from around the world. Additionally, this could set a trend for more luxury brands and major corporations to invest in football. If Paris FC's transformation is successful, it might inspire other French clubs to seek similar investments, leading to an influx of resources and talent across the league. In the long run, this could reshape the landscape of French football, making it more competitive and diverse. Challenges ahead. Can Paris FC truly compete? Of course, this ambitious plan isn't without its challenges. Competing with PSG is no small feat. PSG have deep pockets, a global fan base, and a well-established brand. Paris FC will need to work hard to catch up, not just in terms of financial resources, but also in terms of fan loyalty and media attention. Then there's the question of whether Red Bull's style will mesh well with the Parisian football culture. Red Bull is known for its corporate approach to sports. Paris has a deep-rooted football culture with its own traditions. Will fans embrace a Red Bull-backed Paris FC, or will they see it as an attempt to commercialize their club? It's a fine line, and it will take careful branding to win over both local fans and a global audience. Finally, there's the competitive aspect. Ligue 1 is getting stronger, with clubs like Marseille, Lyon, and Monaco all vying for the top. Paris FC will need to make significant progress on the field if they want to stand a chance against not only PSG, but also other ambitious clubs in the league. The future: a new era for Parisian football. Despite the challenges, the potential for Paris FC is undeniable. With Red Bull and the Arnault family at the helm, the club has resources, expertise, and ambition like never before. This isn't just a typical takeover. This is the start of a new chapter in French football, one that could bring a fresh level of competition, innovation, and excitement. Imagine a future where Paris FC and PSG are battling it out for the top spot in Ligue 1, where Paris is no longer a one-team city. Imagine the impact this could have on young players who now have another top-tier Parisian club to aspire to. And imagine the energy in the city, with two powerhouse teams representing different visions and styles, but united in their love for the game. Closing. In the end, the story of Paris FC's new owners is about more than just a football club. It's about a city, a sport, and a vision for the future. Red Bull and the Arnault family have the potential to transform Paris FC into something truly special. But will they succeed, or will this be another ambitious project that falls short?